So what's up, y'all? It's your boy Sean P back again with another edition of Hip Hop Roundtable Reviews. Tonight, I'm blessed again with my homie King of the North from the Torture Chamber, Reese Funeral God. What's good, man?
What's going on, man?
It's good. It's good. It's been a while since we caught up.
Yeah.
So tonight we are going to get back in the album rating business tonight. A highly anticipated album from a female artist just dropped last week. That is Cardi B, Am I the Drama? Controversial artist, if you will. She's in the headlines for a lot of other reasons. A lot of other reasons, having babies and going on boat parties with women and her boyfriend and all kinds of extracurricular activities going on. But anyway, we're not here to gossip. We're here to talk about the music. So we're going to get to rating the album. So let me pull up let me share my screen and pull up the track list. Cardi B, Am I the Drama? Okay. Um, so overall, 22 songs, 23 songs, but Reese, off top, I want to get your your opinion on, did Cardi B use cheat codes on this? And what I mean, first, there are a lot of writing credits on this album. That she used a lot of writers to help her with this album. Now, I don't know if it's ghost writers or co-writers, but Partisan Fontaine or Party, he's on a lot of the credits of these songs. Do you think that's a cheat code for female MCs, especially in the mainstream, if they're using writers, ghost writers, and co-writers to make their songs? I mean, it was over on just about every song on there, or of all 22 of them, 23 of them. So what you think about that?
I don't think it's cheating if you tell people.
Okay.
If if you open about it, I think that you letting them know that, hey, because a bunch of people did this. Like I don't write my raps.
Yeah.
I honestly think that it's a better way of doing it instead of faking, making people believe you got bars. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, let's be clear here. Cardi B is the third biggest female rapper of all time, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
I think you'd have to say that now. She's definitely top five as far as
Well, okay,
impact.
let's just say she's top five,
Yeah.
right? She's top five. She's a movement within a movement right now.
Yeah.
And her saying this ain't really gonna do anything. It's not gonna really damage her reputation. And the
Yeah.
reason why is because, and I hate to say this, because female rappers are never looked at like how male rappers are
I know
looked
what you're
at
gonna say.
when it comes to the pen.
I got a point on that, but that's very good. You brought up the fact that her impact is top five, and I think it's because she has a brand. She's a brand artist. You know what I mean? And when you have a brand, and we've seen this with Nicki, we've seen this with other artists. Even male artists like Kanye West, Drake, for example. I don't think it matters. Once your brand is established, nobody cares about that shit, just as long as the music comes out.
Yeah. Because you do know, well,
Yeah,
you know this obviously. This is
yeah,
just her second album.
yeah.
Now, this is her second album,
That's crazy.
and I hate to say this, but it's really not all the way like that. But it's her second album, and she's such a big deal. Now, it could be because there's not a lot of female rappers that are at this level.
In the mainstream.
Yeah,
I'll
you know what I'm
say,
saying? Not a lot that's at this level. But I mean, it comes at a cost sometimes
yeah,
because now she can't ever go do a Westwood freestyle. She can never
Yeah,
be. You know what I'm
I mean,
saying?
but I don't know if that matters with her.
Well, it does matter. It does matter in the general consensus of real hip hop.
Well, I'll say with the writers thing, well, it's a couple of things that's going for it. One, I brought up she has a brand. But two, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I think you brought it up about you don't view female rap the way you view male rap. I don't either. Not in the mainstream. You know what I mean? Once you're a mainstream, heavy radio play, heavy spin, female artists, I kind of look at it like I kind of give it a pass. This is gonna sound kind of crazy. I don't look at that brand of female hip hop the same way I look at male hip hop. The analogy I'll make is it's like when you're watching sports, I look at male hip hop and the current mainstream or semi-mainstream hip hop game today as like the NFL or the NBA. But
Mhm.
mainstream female hip hop, I kind of look at that as like WWE. Because you know how they say how wrestling's fake and it's just for entertainment purposes. But I don't look at that as like real competition per se, and even them competing against males. I think it's like a different entity unto its own, but it's entertaining, and they have their audience they cater to, which is mostly females and you know men of a certain community. You know what I'm saying? But there's nothing wrong with that. So I kind of look. It's almost like an album and her music. I kind of look at in a different way. But because it's not my type of hip hop, but I understand why she does that. You know what I mean? So I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Plus, all of them do it.
Mhm.
Nicki Minaj had what's his name? Safari. Meg had Party. Um, what's his name? Cardi had Partisan Fontaine. If you want to go back, Kim used Big. So I mean, name me the mainstream hip hop artists that are only writing their own bars. I don't know what. Doja Cat's like the only one. By the way, she comes out tomorrow or Friday. You know, so if they're all doing it, it's like they're all on steroids anyway. So what are we really doing here?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but I think that when we talk about these female artists being equivalent to male artists, I guess we just talking about them being equivalent to male artists off of their movement and actually not the actual music.
Yeah, I
You know
guess
what I'm
you
saying?
could say that. Like, whose brand is bigger than another brand? Like, for example, like we got into the whole Nicki Minaj and Jay Z thing. Nicki can never. I don't see them in the same stratosphere, even as far as a movement. Now, you could compare like the Barb's, the Hove, and his movement, but
Mhm.
Hove is so much more powerful and so much more of an impactful entity in music than Nicki. Even though Nicki
Yeah.
is a female artist, she is like has the biggest brand out of all of them. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Even though I'm never gonna call Nicki the greatest female rapper alive or the greatest female rapper. I'll call her the biggest and most successful female rapper. But as far as the best, nah, not going there.
Mhm.
We already been down that road. But anyway,
Yeah.
another thing. This is something that I think is kind of cheating, though. As you know, WAP was a really big single. And the same thing with Up. Up wasn't like a big single, but it was still a hit record. Those songs were done 4 to 5 years ago, and she added them on as tracks on the album. I think that's kind of unfair. I think when you're gonna add on singles, your biggest single, because WAP was like Cardi B's biggest single ever, I want to say. You know, once you do that and you're bringing it on 4 years later, what do you think about that? Isn't that kind of skewing the numbers here?
I'll put it to you like this. WAP was a that was a standalone song, right?
Yup, that's right.
Yeah, it
On
was
the
a
Grammys and
standalone
everything.
song. Me personally, I wouldn't have put it on the album.
Me too. I wouldn't have done that.
And the reason why, and that's why, and you right about the cheating, but the reason why I wouldn't have put it on the album, because it kind of takes away from the rest of the album.
Yeah,
Because now people would say, well, you only put them songs on the album, and you know that those two songs was gonna make this album blow up even more. Now,
exactly.
I mean, think about it. Yeah, you would want that, but me personally, you haven't done an album within like 5 years or something like that.
Yeah,
So since you haven't dropped an album in 5 years, you can't use songs from 5 years ago. Those songs been out already.
yeah. It's.
You know what
I
I'm
think
saying?
it's kind of
And what's the
low
what's the
key.
lead single with this? Is it going to be bigger than WAP? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's your lead single?
To be
Out of all
honest,
this?
I don't know if she had a lead single. She had the Imaginary Players joint, the Jay-Z cover, and she had, I think, this song Outside, which is like another ratchet anthem. But outside of that, I don't know. She never had a big single off of this that got the streets talking. So it's even more to say she's kind of using this to bring back nostalgic momentum of the past for this project. You know, so I got a problem with that. I think that's cheating a little bit. You got to
Yeah,
admit.
yeah, yeah. I agree. I agree.
You got to do that. So let's get to the album, man. So what did you like off top of this album?
I'm gonna put it to you like this. I don't really remember too many of the songs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'll just be
I mean
honest.
we got it. We got the track list up here, but
Yeah, I'm saying
yeah,
like
but I hear what you're
I
saying.
couldn't
Yeah,
go through and tell you the bars of each song. Like,
yeah, I didn't do the same thing. Listen, it's like I said, it's WWE. I'm not gonna
yeah,
study
yeah,
the bar structure like I study NFL football.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean? So
yeah.
yeah,
Um, the best part about this album to me
hmm
is, even though she had writers, the writers made the writers put it in a point where this album is 100% her personality.
okay, yeah, I
I
agree with
think
that.
that is what makes this album stand out
Yeah,
against all of the other female albums. And the album is not, it's not a bad album. It's actually pretty good.
yeah,
But I think that she didn't do too much and she didn't do too little. She did just enough to let's say if I had to grade this in school, I would give her a C plus. You know what I'm
I like
saying?
that. I
Like,
like
I give
that.
her a C
Yeah,
plus.
I could
And,
co-sign.
and I think that she did enough to solidify her name to where she needs to be, because her first album, I can't really remember it so much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And I would say I can't say the first album is better than this album because I can't really remember the first album.
yeah,
But I will say that this is going to be talked about for a little while. And to add, the diss tracks that she did,
oh yeah, we'll get to that. Definitely.
I ain't going to go all the way into it. I'm just going to say that was a brilliant move on her part. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I agree with that. That this song is fire. Pretty and Petty. We're gonna talk about that in a little bit. Um, I agree with you, man. And but before we get to the tracks, some of the standout tracks, and we talk about Pretty and Petty. The thing I like about this album is that you're right. It does fit her personality, but this really ain't a ratchet album. She's not talking about how she's not bragging about pretty much the stripper hip hop. You know what I mean? Like she's not doing the typical ratchet hip hop like what Ice Spice is doing, right? This is, believe it or not, a more mature, heartfelt album because she's just flexing on her ops. She's just flexing on all of the competition out there. So there's a lot of braggadocio as to how she's above everybody else. And on top of that, and maybe she went a little bit too far on this. She did like 3 or 4 songs on the breakup with Offset. But see, you and I, we not gonna feel that because it's like, all right, you're doing too much. We get it. You get your divorce, we get it. But for her audience, which are young, single, sexually liberated, the stripper culture, that type of vibe of woman, they're going to eat this up. Because a lot of those ladies are going through the same thing with she's going through. You deal with a lot of dudes that cheat, a lot of dudes that got women on the side, a lot of dudes that's married and unfaithful. So they're going to eat this up. And it's a brilliant move on her because this is going to be a relatable album to her audience and female audiences. She knew what she was doing on this album, 100%. And she targeted the right audience. And even though aesthetic wise, as pure hip hop, I don't think this is anything to brag about. I think this is a well done album for the response she wanted to get. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely think that she definitely put, how would I say this? She put a lot of females on notice.
Oh yeah.
And we all know, and we also know that obviously she feels some type of way, but it's so much I want to say. I just ain't gonna say it.
Hey, let loose, bro. Speak your mind.
I mean, so I seen her. Was she just recently on Jada Kiss show, right?
Yeah, I saw that.
She pregnant.
Yeah.
So she was saying she's not pregnant. Now she is, and we know she's pregnant by.
Yeah.
To me, like this, and it ties back to what you said about the WWE thing.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's really entertainment. But you really doing 4 or 5 songs dissing Offset about the breakup, but you literally got another man's baby in your stomach. It's wild to me. You know what I'm saying?
That's interesting. And I wanted to get into the track. Well, let's get into talking something about them songs because it's like a whole section back to back to back from Man of Your Word to What's Going On to Shower Your Tears right to Outside. Talk about I'm outside. You know what I mean? It's like 3-4 songs you doing on Offset, right? And my thing was I had to do the research. She filed for divorce last year, summer of last year. So they've been, broken up really since summer of last year. However, they haven't been legally divorced. But see, this is my thing about her having a baby with the dude and all of that. See, Offset's the guy that has to sign the divorce papers because she filed. You know what I mean? And truth be told, divorces could go on for like 10 years. People live totally separate lives. And at the same time, I mean, on the man side of things, men have been, divorced or in the divorce proceedings for years, and they had whole families in other countries, bro. We know about that. You know what I mean? They're not even the ink didn't dry on their divorce for over a year, and they off in some foreign country, having another family overseas or whatever. So I don't think that's a big deal, but I think the fact that she's using Offset's name and using that to build up her brand in her album, that is kind of, like you said, it's WWE. It's kind of cheap, And the fact she's going on there, I'm just still with him because I'm paying his taxes and all that other stuff, and basically trying to put him down as being a weak man. You know what I mean? I get that. I think that's kind of a low blow.
Yeah.
But again, her audience is gonna feel that because this is what hurt people do. And a lot of her audience are these hurt type of insecure females that are dealing with multiple men. So they feel away. So they're gonna channel that energy because So in a weird way, it's like it's a real kind of scummy move, but it's a
Mhm.
smart move because her audience is gonna eat that up.
Yeah. Me personally, I think they're gonna get back together.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah. They did when you first of all, if he ain't signed the papers yet, that's a red flag right there. That means that he ain't trying to get a divorce. Or it could be another husband. But and on top of that, if she talking about him the way they still love each other. They just mad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's just my opinion, but that's another story for another day. But as far as her doing all
yeah,
of those songs about him, I just think that it's a brilliant move because you are letting people into what you believe is your truth or whatever you want to call it. But at the same time, it just reveals to me it reveals to me why
no, true,
female
bro.
rappers could never be the GOAT.
Yeah, too
It just
emotional.
reveals to me because a lot of female rappers, they always emotional. It's always like it's
Way
very
too
rare that you find a
emotional.
female rapper who just spits bars and it's like super fire at it, and that's it. You know what I mean? Like we could say Doja, but people don't really consider her hip hop, even though I do. But people consider her to be more pop than hip hop.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna look at it, you got Shay Noir and
Yeah,
Rhapsody and that type female brand of MC, which I really think are the real female MCs, but they're not the
yeah.
mainstream. You
They're
know
not
what
the
I mean?
mainstream. You know what I'm saying? And I think that I think that I put it to you like this: Cardi B's brand is bigger than her music, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
But
That's
all
how
of
I
their
look at a lot of
brands,
female rappers. They're
yeah, but all of their
yeah,
brands, and we got to get to the top five female
yeah,
MCs in a little bit because we definitely got a lot to talk about on that. I'll get to that towards the end. But what I wanted to say is that it's really brand hip hop, and she's using this to build her brand and put out great music. And
yeah,
see, that's where the interesting point is when we talk about the best, when you have somebody like a Doja who's really talented, or of course we're gonna say the elephant in the room, which is Doechii, you know what I mean?
yeah,
And of course Nicki Minaj, you know what I mean? It's almost like all three of these four of these women have um different ways they're approaching success and they
yeah,
want to do things. You know what I mean? So it's very good that you say that. I want to jump back at a point you made
yeah,
about how you think she's still in love with Offset. Now that I think about it, if you're doing 4 songs, technically 5 songs on the dude on your album, oh yeah, you still in love. You
yeah.
definitely are. Yeah, that's a great point, man. I got to give you that.
Now, the reason why I say that is because if her thing is she's focused on because my thing is like, do she really have to be really focused on that? Do she really have to do 3-4 songs about him?
Maybe one song.
Maybe one.
Yeah.
I think it'd have been a G move if she didn't do any songs about him. Yeah,
Oh
but
yeah.
the reason why she has to, because like you said, she has to cater to the fans that want to hear it. Because the fans is like, well, you need to tell us what happened between y'all and why he cheated on you and why you did the things you did. Like, yeah, because they want to validate her points. Everything she did, they want to validate it. They gotta, and I
Yeah, they
think,
want the tea. They
yeah,
want the tea. That's what they want.
exactly. They want the tea. You know what I'm saying? And and
Yeah.
and you got to look at. She named her album "I Am the Drama."
Yup.
So it's like, how can you?
Lived up to the name.
This is what I'm saying. So this is what and I don't want to pick on her because I think the album is actually all right. But this is the reason why I say female rappers can never be the best of all time
But
because
it's
they
like I
feed
said,
into that narrative.
it's like I said, like I look at it like it's the WWE versus the NFL.
Yeah,
NFL, I'm actually looking at this as a serious sport. WWE, I mean, I like it as it's just entertainment. I like seeing people slam each other down on the ground or whatever, and but
Yeah.
we know what it is. We
Yeah.
know there's like almost in WWE, like the story and the bravado behind it almost sells the actual sport. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what it is. I want to get to some of the songs on here that stood out to me. I like the intro. I think she went in with Dead with Summer Walker. I think she set the tone going in and talking about all her ops. I like the singles on here and like Pick It Up with Selena Gomez. Oh yeah, I meant to ask you, what did you think about the Jay-Z cover, the Imaginary Players song?
Um, I thought she did it. I ain't gonna obviously it ain't as good as Jay-Z, but
Yeah,
I thought that was different for her. I thought it was different
thank
because
you.
the
Yeah,
reason why I think it's different because we're so used to female rappers do other shit. I think that she leaned into that New York sound with that beat. And did she really kill it? I mean, was I expecting her to kill it? But no, she did something out the box, and I appreciate that.
yo, thank you. You were saying the exact words I said on my review. I like the fact that one, she took a risk. Like, I put it to you like this: Nicki ain't doing this shit.
Yeah.
She's not touching that. Okay, she not gonna take the risk of putting her career on the line doing a Jay Z song. Well, she hates the shit out of Jay Z, number one, but other female MCs aren't doing this. It's not the ratchet brand that we're used to. It's like a total change of pace. And
Mhm.
she's paying homage. She's paying homage to real hip hop. She's paying homage to the legendary era. I like it. I like her boss chick aura on here. She does remind me of a chick out of the 90s. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I think people were kind of slamming her. Oh, her flows off, she's rapping off beat or whatever. I just think people are not used to her rapping that slow because that's how they rap back then. You know, that's the flow back then, and they're not used to it. I thought she did a decent job on it, man. I actually think that's a decent track. What did you think about? Well, we talked about the songs about uh Offset, which I agree, man. She did way too many of those scorn songs about the dude, which kind of tells you something that she is still in love with him. But what did you? Okay, Pretty and Petty, man. What did you think about that? I got to get your take on that, man.
I like the beat on that. I actually like the other song, the one where she's dissing Bria.
I think that's the one. That's the one where you're talking about. Pretty and Petty is the one with kind of the West Coast beat. It's kind of like a
Yeah. I
yeah.
didn't know.
That's
I
the
didn't know.
one that she's dissing Bia. That's it.
Yeah, I didn't know the name of it.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. I'll put it to you like this. That's one of the funniest diss tracks that I heard this year, man. It's
I think
so
it's dope.
funny
It's
because
dope, yo.
it's a very, very dope song, man. And it's so put together so well. Just the hook down to the just the jokes, the bars. It's entertaining. It's something that I think that she should lean more into. I think she should lean more into doing like aggressive tracks like that. I'll be honest with you, the tracks where she's being more aggressive, and I think that that's what she should lean more into,
I
in my
agree with
opinion.
that.
Now, obviously, she can't because she has her fans don't really, but I think that that was a great balance between her personality and her movement. I think it was a very good balance. The bars was funny. The you got a dad, your body like your dad and stuff like that. Yeah, that
Oh
was
yeah,
yeah. She got that off. I ain't gonna lie. That was a good song.
yeah. I definitely was feeling that, man. And I feel the beat had like a whole West Coast GNX type of vibe, but kind of reminded me something off of GMX with that beat and the flows too. A very West Coast vibe. And see, this is the thing about Bia, where she fucked up. See, over the summer, just to get a backstory on this,
But that's
Bia
all
came
this
out.
is going on after all.
The hell? Well, I'm
What was
sorry.
that?
Yeah, it was something came on the screen.
Okay. So anyway, yeah. So over the summer, to give some backstory,
Yeah,
um, you know, Bia premiered. They were going on at it on Twitter or whatever. Bia did a song where she was in a studio and she did a YouTube of an unreleased song where the beat wasn't mastered. Um, she was kind of rapping off like off beat or whatever. It wasn't a finished song, but you heard the bars and you heard her dissing Cardi, and it
yeah,
made the rounds, right? But that was a total wrong move. You never put out an unreleased or unfinished diss song because people are gonna judge that as that's the song.
yeah,
And she went back and she never released it. So it's like, guess what? You just gave out free ammo because nobody's gonna go back to that song and say, oh, it can compete with this because it's not a finished song, right?
yeah,
So you just gave all the ammo in the world and you just gave Cardi a layup to just roll you right up out of there. Because
yeah,
now she smoked her, dog. Forget about it.
yeah.
She
She
smoked
definitely
her
did.
royally on that.
She definitely did. That was crazy.
And I don't
Yeah.
think Bia, I heard somewhere Bia is coming with a diss track now. I don't think she could come back from that. She can't because it's like you already said your ammo about this chick,
Yeah,
and Cardi had so much shit on you that's true about the name the top five uh Bia songs or I'm dead, with a gunshot and
yeah,
whatever, and how your
yeah,
breath stink, a 32 with acne, all that other stuff. Like she said so much shit and unloaded on this chick. She can't come back from that, man.
yeah. She definitely can.
So yeah, so real quick, what did you not like about this album?
Um, it was too long.
Yeah.
Too
Yeah,
long.
that's what
I
I
think I
say.
really could sit back and listen to this album over and over again. It was too long.
Yeah,
That's
I
about
think
it.
it was too long. There was some songs on here, like I know they had like the merengue song on here, Bodega Mommy or something. Yeah, what am I talking? I got the joint up here. The Bodega, what's the name? Bodega Baddie, that one. I think that song's terrible. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But what I will say is that's going to be a huge song. Um, given in that Latin community, the Dominican community, they're gonna play that to the wheels come off, man. I know you and I, we travel out of the country a lot, Latin
yeah,
America and all
yeah,
that. You
yeah,
know they're gonna play that over and over again down there. And that's a smart move by her, giving her Latin fan base. But I do not like that song. Some of the other songs on there were kind of filler throwaway joints.
yeah,
There were a couple joints at the end that I think she went too long on the Offset crying game and complaining about him. It's like, I'm not trying to hear your marital spat or whatever. But I do like that she was more aggressive. There's one song on here. It's like I think she used it sounded like an old Young Jeezy beat. What was it? Every time or something like that. That was hard, man.
yeah,
I think you're right about the whole aggressive stuff. She was really hard on that one. And I didn't like the fact she added WAP and up on here, man. That's definite cheat code. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. She definitely shouldn't have added that on there.
So yeah, so overall, what would you rate this album?
Um, like I said, if it was a score, I'll give it a 7.5.
I'm kind of with you on that. I'm going 6.5 to a 7, like a C plus kind
Yeah,
of rating. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Um, I, I think she did an okay job given the pressure that was on her to deliver, and I think she delivered. For her audience, she delivered. Now, I mean, for my tastes, this ain't gonna make my top 5 or top 10. Like, you're not competing with, Let God Sort Them Out and Alfredo too. No, you are not competing with that. But for if we gonna, for the effect that you wanted to get, you certainly got it. So I'll give her credit on that. Like, she did a decent job.
Yeah. I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
I could definitely go with that. So I'm going 6.5, 7 out of 10. You're going 7.5 out of 10. We could go on cosign on that. So really, in the end of the day, when you're really looking at the female rap game, right? Where does it line up now? Last year, Doechii was runaway female rapper of the year. Of course, you got Nicki and her aura always lurking there. Doja Cat's going to drop next week. Who is like your top 3 to 5 female rappers in the game right now? And is Cardi in that mix?
She's definitely in the mix. But me personally, Doja Cat is number 1, hands down.
I hear that.
Like,
I hear that.
That's my opinion. Even if people say she ain't hip hop, she's just a better artist than all of them. I think that Doechii is going to be, she's going to be good. Like, Doechii is good. I think that I'll put it to you like this. And maybe this because, and I was saying before, there's not a lot of females doing, and
Yeah.
I think Doechii came around the right time. Now, people say she's been doing music for a little while, but let's just be clear. Nobody knew who Doechii was until recently. You know what I'm saying? She's been doing music for 10 years. Nobody knew who she was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that she's definitely taken an artistic approach to things. I would put Doechii in my top 5 right now. Obviously, I would have to because she's such a big movement right now.
Yeah.
Cardi B would definitely be there. I don't know if I would put Nicki in there right now because she hasn't done anything. You know what I'm saying?
She's just ranted on Twitter.
Yeah,
just
like she got rants going, like the rants. That's about it. And if I did put Nicki, she'd probably be number 5. And who would be so that's 4.
Yeah.
And of course, Meg Thee Stallion, she would be in there. I think
I got one. Well, I'll go up. I'll follow up with you too. I say Doja Cat's number 1. I think Doechii, off the year she had, right now is number 2.
Yeah.
I would even argue Doechii being number 1 because, man, was she big. And her album, Alligator.
All this chaos is going on.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I don't know what
weird,
else
man. That's weird. It's almost like there's a ghost. Yeah, but I think her album is probably the best female rap album in a long time. Alligator Bites Don't Heal, I think is the name of it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is definitely better than the Cardi album, better than anything Nicki put out in a decade, So I don't know. Her and Doja Cat are competing for number 1 and number 2. I would probably say it's between 3 and 4 is between Cardi B and Glorilla. I think Glorilla did a nice job. She's kind of the queen of that ratchet stuff now. I mean, she's pretty as hell. It's just her voice is so man-like. That's the thing. But I believe it or not, I think that man-like voice actually works for her. For some reason, females like that. They like the command in her voice, But I think she's like the queen of like that ratchet sound right now. Then you got Cardi, and number 5 is either Nicki or Meg. And I'll be honest, Nicki ain't really came out in a couple years now, and I gotta hear something because I think her sound has gotten stale. She's being known for crash outs and her obsession with Rock Nation. I mean, it's almost like this chick. I almost think like every day she like wakes up, you know, with like a voodoo doll or Desiree Perez and Jay-Z or some shit. Like it's that bad, bro. Like she's obsessed with them people. It's like, Nikki, get back to the music. Like for real, get back to what you do best. So I don't know if I could put her in the top 5 right now. Maybe it is Meg number 5, but I would definitely say it's either Doja Cat, you know, Glorilla, and Cardi, and maybe Meg Thee Stallion number 5. Maybe Lotto's in that mix, and then maybe you get to Nicki. But Nicki got to put something out before I get back to, and something different than her old vibe, because her sound is so stale.
Yeah, she definitely ain't who she used to be. You know what I'm saying? Definitely ain't. So I don't know.
So yeah, so all right, we're gonna wrap it up. I'm going with about a 6.5 to 7 out of 10 for Cardi B. Am I the drama? Reese is going with a 7.5 out of 10. Definitely, there's gonna be some nice songs on there. You're gonna feel the energy. She got some bangers on there. Check that out. And album of the year material, nope, not quite. But I think it's a nice effort by Cardi B. I'll give her that. So with that, I'll catch up with y'all later. We got more content coming soon, more reviews, and we'll catch up with y'all soon. All right, peace.